Hi everyone, welcome back to ITOM Batch 5 Day 2. How are you doing guys today?
Great, Ajay. How about yourself?
I'm also doing good, thank you. Okay, so I think I can see, a couple of folks joined today only. They are not able to join yesterday. So let me give the recap very fast of the yesterday's what I've covered. And if you have any questions related to that, we're going to discuss those things and then we're going to be proceed on the next topic. So let me quickly share my screen. Let me know once my screen is visible to you guys.
Yeah, we can see it.
Fine. Okay, let me quickly go to the presentation mode. Yeah. Okay, so guys who are not able to join yesterday, I have covered about the basic of ITOM modules. Basically, like, with an example, what is discovery, what is CMDB, and what is event management, right? How these three things connected to each other and how the service mapping is going to be help out on those particular things, right? So I have covered that one. I think basics everyone knows about what is CMDB, discovery, event management, all right. And the second things I have covered about the capability package and that licensings which is provided by ServiceNow on that particular topics or item side, right? So the first is item visibility, where you can see you are able to get that discovery service mapping, or in simple words, which gives you visualizations of your data. That is item visibility, right? So that one capability or package which ServiceNow provided. The next is item discovery, where only the discovery will be provided to you with the service graph connector and the CMDB 360. So it again helped or worked for this discovery side, right? The next is item health, where event management and metric intelligence will comes in the picture to monitor your complete health of IT operations, right? The naming conventions always, give you a little brief what is all about, right? So if someone asks you item health, so it's event management and metric intelligence, because we are going to be monitor the IT operation management health in that one, right? The next I have covered health log analytics, which is again connected to item health only, but that's basically works on the logs, like which logs provided by the Splunk or DataTrace or Dynatrace or Datadog or whatever the tools they are using. So we are capturing the logs and proactively working on that logs to identify a issue and proactively creating alerts and incident based on the logs, and that everything is done completed by AI, artificial intelligence, and the machine learning, which is configured by the ServiceNow in the backend, right? Then IT optimizations comes, where you want to do some automations, you want to do some, life cycle automations for the cloud resources, you want to do some certified cloud deployments and all, right? ITOM cloud accelerates. This is complete a, earlier we called is ITOM cloud provisioning and governance CPG. Now the rename name has been renamed, so ITOM cloud accelerates, where you are able to do the complete deployments for the clouds, like tag governance, cloud migrations, if you want to do configurations, governance, and cloud action libraries, right? So that particular things will be available out of the box. It will give you, in simple words, if I say, it will give you the complete cloud access, means AWS and Azure access to serve on ServiceNow itself, where you can do provisioning, pre-provisioning, automations, and whatever you want to, right? And the next is service observability, right? So that is something which is newly introduced by ServiceNow in the Yokohama release. It again, create the centralized observability dashboards to showcase you how your item health looks like, how the data is connected to the third party monitoring tools, what is the root cause behind that. You can track the services and each and everything, right? Then we have agent client collectors, which I already mentioned, right? So ServiceNow, earlier ServiceNow not providing any solutions to monitor or to discover your devices. Now, ServiceNow providing the agent client collector if you want to discover any machine using ServiceNow. Means discovery is already there, but that's something agent based installation. So you have to install the agent client collector agent in the device which you want to discover, and based on that, the discovery will process and discover those particular things, right? The same way monitoring is also possible now, right? So health log analytics is also possible through the agent client collectors. And in the last, I mentioned about ITOM license options, right? So you can purchase a bundle, you can purchase individuals licenses for that, right? That I covered. Second things, if you are purchasing a bundle, so like bundle means item visibility, you are purchasing completely where service mapping, discovery, and other things will comes in the picture, right? Or like you don't want service mapping and others, you are purchasing individual item discovery or only discovery, right? So based on that options, what is required, what needed in your organizations, what customer asking, what customer end goal, based on that you can suggest like these licensing or these bundles is required to be purchased from you, right? And in the note, if you say bundles includes integration hub access for select scope, which is item cloud accelerates required, and integration hub enterprise required, basically, right? So if you want to go with the integration sub and all, right? So that's I have covered yesterday. If anyone have any questions on it, and guys who are not able to attend yesterday, please refer the recording once, and if you have any questions on it, feel free to ask. So before moving to next things, if anyone have any questions on it.
Not me, at least.
Okay, so I think let's move to the next slides. So today's topic is basically I'm going to cover the data centers. So let me ask you guys, what is data centers in your view? What does that mean for you? Anyone?
Data center is
Any?
something like where we will store the data through by using
Mhm.
the physical servers or virtual
Okay.
servers in any way.
Okay. Mhm.
Where the
Anyone
data is
else?
managed, where the data is managed.
Okay. Anything? Anyone wants to give any simple example or anything?
So all the on-premises data is managed through data centers.
Okay. Fine. I think let's get started now. So, in simple words, if I say, I'm, I'm not sure how many you have seen, but most of the house, if you are owning a house, most of the house, there is a storeroom, right? And that storeroom is basically you are using to manage your, the extra, things basically, right? An example, if I say, extra chairs, extra things you are putting there. And sometimes that the storeroom is bigger than your bedrooms or your hall, right? Because you need extra space to clean your house, right? The same way, in simple example, like, someone mentioned data centers is nothing but it's just a facility which provides organizations to use house their critical applications and the data, right? So if I give an example, simple example, right? So whatever applications you are using in your phone, whatever it's Facebook or WhatsApp or any other applications, these applications are installed or running on some infrastructures in the backend, right? To manage that you are able to access that application smoothly, a data center is required, and inside a data centers there are different type of devices which is connected to each other to make that application run smooth, basically, right? And data centers basically designed based on the network of computing and the storage resources that enable delivery of the shared shared applications and the data, right? As I mentioned, the key components of it is router, switches, firewall, storage, servers, application delivery controllers, right? So network, as you know, we already using in our home as well, routers, right? We are connecting through the internet, right? We have that router is connecting to some switch, right? And if we want to be interrupt or we want to be block any specific traffic or anything, we comes with the firewalls, right? If we want to store some data somewhere, like in our laptop we are using hard disk, right? The same way they have, storage devices, right? Servers is nothing, just a, in simple words, if I say, we have a laptop that is, we are always purchasing a laptop with minimum configurations like 1 GB hard disk or 16 GB RAM and so, right? But same way, if I can multiply by 10, that can be a server. But to run that particular server smoothly, server OS are little bit different, right? So you're already using Windows 10, Windows 7, whatever, right? The same way, server OS, Windows OS Server 2012, 2016, 2019 are there, which is working or going to be installed on that particular device. End of the day, with a higher configuration, with higher CPU, higher memory, higher motherboard, higher disk, that can be a server only. Or it doesn't mean the server is going to be installed a CPU box and all. It can be your laptop as well. If you have a higher configurations, things are available. But it depends what the purpose of it, right? Where you're going to use that one, right? So that's basically servers, and application delivery controllers is nothing but which is going to be designed for the applications specifically, right? So these are the components which is available in the data centers and connected through the network, connected through the load balancers and other components, other couple of devices, right? And if you see in the second side here, network infrastructures that connect servers physically or virtualized data center services, storage, and the external connectivity to end user locations. Now, now let me ask you a simple questions to you guys. If you are using, I think, I hope everyone is using mobile, right? And they have internet connections there. If the internet is not there, will your mobile is useful for you? If connectivity is not there, will it useful?
No, it's not.
No, right? Because having with the connectivity, you are able to connect with the network, you are able to access whatever you want to. At the same way, if I have a big, in like, let's take an example, I have a big room where I have, put it 10 laptops or 10 desktops, right? I have put it router, but if they are not connected to each other, they are not able to transist, right? They are not able to do transmissions. They are not able to connect. They are not able to share the data to each other, right? So network thing is only, or we can say it just used to transmission the data, transmissions, the logs, transactions between the two devices, right? Like I am connecting through to you guys now through a network only, but we are using applications teams where I'm speaking and you're listening, right? So that's basically connecting physically and virtually to the all data center components, right? Then we have storage infrastructures. Storage is the fuel of the modern data centers, right? Storage systems are hold to a valuable commodity, right? Basically, in Storage is something like your, purse. I hope everyone is using purse, right? So inside your purse, you are keeping your cards, your money, right? And this is the valuable thing for you. If that is lost somehow, you are nothing, right? For that particular day, you can retrieve, you can get it something after some couple of days or some days, but for same time, if you are in market and that is lost, you are nothing, right? The same way, storage is going to be save your uh, basically the data, your logs. Again, everything is going to be stored in the storage, right? And that's why that is the only reason the storage access is not provided to the everyone in organization. The storage access, or means admin access, will be provided to the respective team who are responsible to work on the storage site. Okay. And then computing applications or computing resources are there. Again, that's these are the engine of the data centers, and basically they are providing processing, memory, local storage, and the network connected to drive applications, basically, right? So computing, like Windows server, Linux servers, different type of OS are there. On top of it, you are installing what any type of application. On top of it, you are connecting with your database. On top of it, some local storage will be there, some memory will be there, some processing CPUs will be there, right? These are the computing resources which are connecting through a device or through a network to transmit or transactions between the two systems, basically, right? So the main component of a data center, the network type of devices. Now if I tell you the network type of devices is as a switch, routers, firewalls, load balancers. These are the commonly used devices, right? Now, if little bit segregations, if I do, routers can be possible from Fortinets, from Cisco. There are different organizations in the market, right? And almost are working in the same manner, but might be some minor, differences between that particular type of devices, right? The same way firewalls, we have checkpoints, Fortinets, right? Load balances is also can be a F5 load balancers, and there are a couple of others available in the market, right? So these are the organizations, these are the OEMs providing that to us, and almost working in the same manner. The same way storage, we have HP storage, we have Dell EMC storage, and there are a couple of others, right? So they are providing the storage things to us, right? And in computing resources, again, we have Dell, we have HP, we have, MacBooks or Apple. There are a lot, right? They are providing the computing resources to us on top. And once we have these things available, we'll think about where we want to use it, how we want to use it, right? And when we say data centers, data center is not a small, like in small space, right? Data centers always going to be a big space where the particular organizations, multiple applications are running on the multiple services, multiple devices are connected to that, multiple stories are connecting to that, right? And that's, if we understand that particular data center structure, right, we are able to easily complete the discovery, right? Now, slowly and gradually, I will tell you, like, what are the Johns are there, what are, other things will be there, how we are going to get interruptions while we are doing that particular things, right? So, any questions in that particular slide before moving to the next?
Ajay, one question here. So, knowing about these routers, switches, and storage systems, how critical are they to or how they are related to an ITOM See, basically, having these will be like creating an class or creating an CI would be the first basic part of it. But other than that, how are these routers and switches critical, or how much important are these for an ITOM? Like, where are these related, or
Okay. Now let me ask you in a different way. Okay, you have your own house, and
Mhm.
I want now you have your own house. Everything is available in your home, right? Everything. Now, by you, sorry, I'm just saying that one, but by any XYZ reasons, now you have to sell out your house completely with the same thing. Okay, whatever available in your house, right?
Mhm.
You need to create an inventory for that, right? Inventory means we have two sofas, we have two beds, two almiras, TV, freeze, whatever, right? Now, if just assume if it is 100 or 1200 square feet, it's very common, a very you can do it in half an hour or 2 hours. But if it is thousands or lakhs of square feet, the house, and that the big things available, and if I want to create an inventory, and you want to create an inventory, how you are able to do that? Manually, you are not able to do that. Might be you ask lots of pupils to do that inventory again, right? But again, it's a manual. The same way, when we are working for an organization, the organization's main point is they don't know because they are not working for a specific data centers. Might be their data will be located, or might be their devices will be located in different regions, different locations. Now, a IT people from the customer side comes to you, and he mentioned, sir, we have four locations of data centers. One is Pune, one is Mumbai, one is Bangalore, one is Delhi. In that particular one, we have thousands of devices. I need a complete list of inventory, right? There are some prereq to do that, but these particular things you have to be find out, and there are lots of things like that also available which customer don't know already. Means if he's providing you some evidence like in this particular location or data center we have 100 devices, 200 network devices, and all, right? So the customer also don't know what is that's customer providing you some idea, but if you are discovering 200 devices or 200 network devices, customer don't know already. So when you are doing discovery, you are capturing or you are discovering each component which is available in a respective data center. Now, I'm coming to your point. Routers, which is how we are going to discover we are populating in the CMDB, how that's are required. Simple thing, right? If you have hundred or thousands of router and switches, now you have discovered it. It's every 1 month, 6 months, or things you have to perform on the routers, like might be routers is not working, you have to replace it. Might be some patching is there or some upgrade, software upgrade is there, you have to upgrade the softwares. But if you have thousands of routers available, where you are going to do, which router is required to do that particular upgrading and the changing, how you get to know about that, right? So in that case, like ITSM comes in the picture, where some incident will be raised, changes will be raised, the router will be, or the CI will be reference of that particular change. On that specific routers we have to perform those particular changes, right? So it's all about managing the complete infrastructures of a particular client using the ITOM is the main thing, right? If you have a clear picture, like 100 routers are there, 100 switches are there, you can see where they are using, which application they are using, what terminology, what inside those particular things they are using. If you understand that one, you can help out to customers, sir. I'm understanding there is that particular router is no more used, right? But it's discovered from my side. Can you check it? If it is not using, let's save some cost, disconnect it or I think retired it, right? So it will help to save the customer's cost as well. So you are giving a complete visualizations of their infrastructures using the ITOM discovery. Okay, I hope you get it now.
Yeah. So yeah, I got it. Yeah.
Okay. Any other questions from anyone else? Okay. If no, I think let's move to the next slide. So, there are a couple of data centers available, right? So, enterprise data centers, managed service data centers, co-locations data centers, and the cloud data centers, right? Enterprise data centers is the data centers which is owned, built and operate by a organizations and are optimized for their end users. Most often they are houses on the corporate campus. So someone earlier said on-prem, right? Enterprise data centers are the on-prem data centers which is available in the on-premises of an organization, or might be that organization spread around the world, but whenever or wherever that organization is available, they have a small data centers or small things will be available at their side. So enterprise data centers which is owned by a that particular organizations, and we also called on-prem data centers. Okay, now the second is managed service data centers. So managed service data centers are third party or managed service provider data centers on behalf of a company. The company leases the equipments and the infrastructure instead of buying it. So the simple example of this one is there are lots of like Nextra Data, and there are a couple of other organizations which who are doing that managed services, right? Or in simple words, in ServiceNow terminology, I say you are there are when you are going to inside of any customer environment, you are doing in the two ways, right? One is you are implementation partner for any service now implementation for that customer, or no, sorry, first thing is this, second thing is if customer says I don't want to be partner with you, I need a five resources from your organizations who are expert in service now, and we are going to be managed at our side. Means what they are doing, they are purchasing the services of the five resources from their side, and everything will be managed by the customer. So in that way, right, the same way that on the data center side. So they lease everything. They lease the space, that data center locations, equipments and all, but they put a third party organization to manage that particular data centers, but everything is still controlled by an organization, right? So it just a shared space basically, right? So it is this, sometimes it's also possible on the same managed data center or managed service data centers, five other organizations also having same type of equipment or data centers also in the same campus, same space, the same place, right? The third is co-location data centers. So it's again, it's mentioned co-location data centers means a company rent space within a data center owned by others and located off company premises. Means that's not available in the company premises. First thing, second, they rent some space and putting there the data, right? And that's particular co-location or managed service data centers. What I feel, that's my gut feel basically. That's for the medium type of enterprises, right? They are using those particular things, right? And co-location data centers host the infrastructure, building, cooling, bandwidth, security, everything that is owned by that particular provider, right? While company provides and manage the component, including server storage and firewall, etc. Means, you understand with the definition itself, a co-location data centers where you are connecting, means where you are, in different word, if I say, it's just like that, you are renting a house in a apartment where the security is provided to you, where electricity is provided to you, where other amenities is provided to you. But inside the house, whatever things available is going to be managed by you. That is the co-location data centers. And the last is cloud data centers. As you know, the organizations fastly moving from the on-prem or to co-locations or managed service data centers to cloud data centers. And that's that data centers is hosted by the cloud, that data centers is completely managed by the cloud service providers like Amazon, Microsoft, and IBM, or other public clouds. But again, sometimes I also feel that issue. One moment only. Sorry. So basically, that particular data centers is nothing again. That is always, or that is looks like an enterprise data centers, right? But what is the benefit of the cloud data centers? They are running, whatever you are using, then you have to be paid. Example, in Amazon or Azure, we have purchased a 10 cloud resources, right? But in the 10 cloud resources, we have purchased 10, but in the 10 cloud resources, we have using only the 5, or and those 5 we are using from 9 to 6 p.m. So we have to pay for that particular amount. Might be whatever the contracts signed between the two authorities. Based on that, you have to be paid. It's not like that if that they are charging for the complete one, right? Or means 24 into 7 one. So that's why that cloud data centers little cost effective. And and again, on the cloud data centers, there are other couple of services they provided, right? If you want, they can give you the I can say the cloud resources and everything. On top of it, whatever you want to do, whatever installation you have to do, that is owned by the organization. For the first service is this. Second, no, I don't, your organizations want to do anything, everything is managed by the cloud service provider. You can also do the same thing, right? They can help you, they will provide their resources, applications, everything they are going to be build you for you. That's also there. Third is one more thing, where uh, where you are asking, I we need some extra equipments, you can say, or some extra things from your side, like other different type of devices, right? They are also going to be provide you, right? So whatever you are using, whatever services you are purchasing on that particular things, you have to be pay the amount. Instead, in on-prem data centers or different other data centers, on-prem is basically heavy costly, right? Because you have to do everything, right? You have to purchase the space, you have to build the data centers, you have to put your engineers, you have to be manage the devices, you have to put everything, right? The same way managed data centers, again, that's are going to be managed by the third party. But again, that devices, the equipments, and other things, you have to be manage it, right? Your team will be there to be manage it, right? And the same way in the co-location data centers, again, you are paying the rent for the space only. But inside that thing, you are going to be do that, right? So these are the different data centers which is available or which is going to use by an organizations. Now the thing, now the thing is, whenever you are going for a discovery, you should ask customer, "Okay, sir, what type of data centers you are using?" If it is say on-prem, means okay, sir, means just sometimes you have to be clarified. Sir, on-prem means the data centers located in your organization spaces, right? So I don't think so. We have any issue going further related to the network connectivity. Yeah, he say yes. I think that's the case. If we say we have on-prem data center, but that is managed by service data centers, right? So some other, so might be you will face some difficulties to get that access and all, right? So you have to involve that particular team who are managing those particular things, right? So let's be clarify those particular things while you are going to do a discovery workshop or while you're going to start any discovery or any type of devices. So it's there is no harm to ask that particular type of questions. Okay. I hope it's clear to you guys. Any questions on that particular slide?
Ajay, so ServiceNow is a web-based application, right? So everything related to
Hmm.
ServiceNow is cloud-based, right? Or is it
Yeah. No, definitely it's a cloud based.
there is no chance of like on-prem data
On-prem is
center?
also there. On-prem data center is also there. You know, on-prem is I'm just simple thinking, simple give let me give you a simple example. If you are a bank, like HDFC Bank, IDFC Bank, or any other bank, will you think to put your data on cloud? No,
No,
because
no.
you are not secured, because there are lots of data available for lots of customers with their credit cards, their debit card, their bank account, and everything, right?
So
And
these
that that
services
that
like,
Mhm.
sorry, go ahead,
Go
go ahead,
ahead.
go ahead.
No, go
So
ahead,
these
please. Yeah.
services like Amazon services or Azure, do they not
Mhm.
provide the security or something? The surety
No,
that the data
they
won't be shared?
they they provide the security, they provide everything, but some laws will be applicable, right? So, like Indian government law is bank to bank, they cannot put their data to cloud, right? Also, the UK government bank law is they can put their data to cloud, but not outside the UK, right?
Okay.
Means data center should be in the UK. So, the thing is, uh, basically, in simple words, the security is one of the concern. But on the cloud data center side, like you mentioned, ServiceNow. Yeah, ServiceNow is using the cloud data centers only. Like might be it's using, if I'm not wrong, which I know, they are using AWS data centers, right, in the different locations, and couple of they have their own data centers as well, right, which again connecting through the cloud and all, right? But it just a in if I say cloud data centers and the enterprise data centers is a minor difference only. As I mentioned, apart from the services or the whatever you pay, you have to whatever you use, you have to pay. Apart from that, the security, apart from that, the accessibility of those applications, right? It doesn't mean in enterprise data centers there is an application like you're using HDFC Bank application, right, or IDFC Bank application that you're using on over the internet. It's working in the enterprise data center only. It's connecting. There is no issue like that, right? But what they want to showcase that they are controlling everything. Getting my point, right? In the
Yep, yep, got
cloud
it.
data centers, again the same thing is there, right? You can do that, but some security, some laws, some other things will comes in the picture. That's why they're not using the cloud data centers and all.
Okay.
Okay.
Got it,
Yeah.
got it.
Any other questions from anyone? If not, I think let's move to the next slide. Okay, so DR, or we call it disaster recovery data center. Okay, so one is always it's just nothing, but one is always 4 primary data centers we called, and second we always call disaster recovery, right? And that's the two set the disaster recovery, the strategy to process design to restore IT systems, data, and operations in event of disaster. That can be a hardware fail, cyber attack, natural disasters, fire, whatever, right? So that can be possibility, because end of the day, if anything is happen on that particular organization data centers, they want to be make it as soon as possible up their applications by different data centers. So that particular data centers designed as a backup, simple backup, right? So everything is running the same like your main data centers, but that will be going to be activate only if any disaster will be happen on the primary data centers, right? The focus to minimize the downtime and the data loss during and after the unexpected disruptions, right? So if let I hope you heard about couple of times the news, the WhatsApp is not working, Facebook is not working, Gmail is not working, right? What happens? That is happens due to some disaster or something is there, right? But they restore their services within 2 hours or 4 hours, right? Immediately that they are going to be shift everything on the new data centers, new locations, because that's they are ready with that particular things, right? And it's always a separate site or a separate cloud environment which is designed to recovering the critical systems and the data. It can be on premises, it can be off site, or it can be cloud based. So the simple example is always DR is planned in that way. If your primary data center is in Noida, the DR will be always in Mumbai or Chennai, or in different region, different city, all together, right? Because something happening in the Noida might, it's not possible that that also can be happen on that particular different location as well, right? So that's why they are going to be planned in different region, always off-site, or and if it is in cloud as well, so in the clouds we have region as well, right? So if the primary data center or primary thing is running on X location, the another DR or the redundancy will be work on the B location always, right? So that's basically right. Functionality provide the backup to the systems and data applications, enable business continuity in emergencies, and implement recovery plans and ensure compliance with the disaster recovery protocols, right? And like different like things here, secondary data centers we called, cloud DR solutions we call DR as a service, DRS providers like VM and all other things, right? So sometimes why I put it this particular slide, when again you are going for a customer to have to implement discovery, try to understand how many data centers they have it. Sir, do you have DR also available, disaster recovery data centers, or any backup data centers do have it? He says yes, I have it. So most of the time, as I mentioned, most of the time DR is not active, means that's the backup only. They have created a replica of their primary data centers to the DR data centers, but that's not active, right? Might be it's connecting through the internet, but might be the application is not running. They just build it, right? Sometimes you will face challenges to discover. If customer asks, yes, I need a discovery of the DR data center as well, so I can find out how many device it's available in the DR and how many device working on the DC or main data center, right? So you will face some challenges here. As a precautions, you have to be, sorry, hello. Okay, so here as a precaution, you have to ask customer, so if DR is working, if DR is connecting to the internet, I'm able to discover it. But if it is no application running, if there is nothing, We cannot do that, right? But immediately, what I can do, if we have the list of the IPs, I can make a discovery schedule. We are ready with that. In future, if required, and you are moving to that one, immediately we can trigger the data, and that all everything will be available in service now from the DR data centers. Okay, so that's all about it. DR data centers, basically. Yeah. Now, any questions on it?
So
If
when
no,
we
guys,
talk about the
yeah.
updation, so in case of service now, so we have like let's say discovery running every scheduled job which is getting the asset discovered. So will
Mhm.
that update in the DR location as well, or like timely sync? Is it that like kind of
No.
timely sync
So,
or
no. So, DR location or location, basically, example. Location is not populated by the discovery. That will
okay?
be populated by your discovery schedule, right? On if I will showcase you as well, but in discovery schedule, you have an option to select the location. And based on that, you can select the primary data center location, whatever available in CMN underscore location table, right? Because location is going to be managed there, and that's the field which is available on discovery schedule. That's reference the CMN underscore location table. So you can configure, you can populate these locations from the reference field to the specific DC or the DR discovery schedules. Okay, but as I mentioned, DR discovery schedule should not be active until the DR devices or the DR or DR data centers, devices is not active because you cannot run, you cannot find anything. They need to be activated. Means it's just like let's simple word, simple thing. You have your old phone, okay, iPhone. Now you purchase a new iPhone, and you ask me, Ajay, let's discover my new iPhone. What I'm going to be discovered, because nothing is there. It's just a fresh thing, right? It just app, open. But till the time you're not migrating, if your old iPhone is broken down, and till the time you're not migrating your old iPhone data to the new iPhone, right? So once you migrating your old data to the new iPhone, you're migrating your email ID, like Apple ID, whatever, right? You're migrating your applications. Then it's useful to discover everything, right? Otherwise, there's no use of discovering that old a new iPhone without having anything. The same way, the R is ready, connected to the internet, but nothing is there. Till the time they're not migrating their application and other things there. If all it's activated, means customer want to say, yeah, it's connected to the network, it's connected, the servers are up, the only applications are not there, then you can discover it. Otherwise, there's no required to be discovered. Only just make the discovery schedule and put it on, on demand or whatever, based on the discussion with the customer. And then once it's required, just trigger the discovery immediately to get the data based on the location.
Okay,
Okay.
got it, got it.
Yeah. Okay. Any other questions from anyone else? Okay, let's quickly move to the next thing. So, we have already covered this one: purpose, daily operations, and data management, location, primary operation sites for the data center, focus, uptime, and performance, fuel used, server, storage, network gears, and it's proactive, right? Disaster recovery is always reactive, right? It's going to be restore the application after a separate disaster, separate backup recovery site. It's for business continuity and resilience, and then backup tools, application, failover systems are there. If you see simple example here, you know, this is my primary data centers and this is my DR data centers. It's exactly same, right? Like it's connecting with the two ISPs, it's connecting with the firewall one and two, it's connecting with the DC switch and DC2, right? This is a simple example. So always 99% DR data center is a replica of my primary data center for critical applications. So that's I covered. Now let's next type of yeah. This is I just want to quickly covered type of cloud computing, right? So there are three types of cloud computings, and as you know, as I mentioned already, cloud computing offers convenient pay as you go model that that eliminates costly expenditures and maintenance basically, right? And they are providing infrastructure as a service, platform as a service, and the software as a service. Now, I want to ask guys, if you are not speaking, can you go on mute, please? I'm sorry. Yeah, thank you. Okay, so platform infrastructure as a service, where you know uh, cloud infrastructure will provided by the cloud provider, but you have to use that infrastructures whatever or wherever you want. Simple words, they are providing you servers, network, and storage, whatever you want, right? Along with the virtualization layer if you want, right? You can now whatever application you want to install, how you want to connect to each other, that is going to do by you. And again, uh, IES gets your infrastructures up and running quickly with a pay-you-go model, right? So as I mentioned, if you purchase 100 devices, but 20 devices is not you are not using anywhere, you just capped it, right? So we are not going to be pay for that 20 devices, right? Also, in that one, in 80 devices, 20 devices you are using 24/7, but other 60 devices you are using for 9 to 6 p.m. Then you have to pay for that only, right? Might be for 20 devices you have to pay $100 per day because you are using 24/7. But if you are using 9 to 6 only 80, 60 devices, you have to pay $20. Right? It depends. I'm just giving a numbers only, right? So it's not the correct numbers basically, but that's how you have to pay for that, right? Then platform as a service comes in the picture. It's specifically used to hardware and software tools for application deployment, right? So that's cloud providers also provide that particular facility. As I already mentioned to you guys, they will provide you the platform, they will provide you the operating systems, they will provide you the middleware to deploy our applications, deploy our softwares, to create, to run, and to deploy as well. Again, platform as a service offers demands, and again, it's go for a pay as you go model, right? Software as a service, again, they will provide you everything. Now they are going to be manage you. Whatever you are required, whatever you are expectations, they are help you, and they will provide you an application, right? So that software as a model is sometimes people says. Now before going to that one, I just want to ask, what type of model ServiceNow is using? It's a platform as a service or software as a service?
SaaS, software as a service.
Software as a service.
But it's
No.
it's both, right? It's both platform as a service and software as a service.
Yes, right. It's a platform as a service, and basically we call PSaaS, platform software as a service, right? It's using the both, right? Now, simple example. I'm telling you now here. Software as a service means, so like for the customers, example, who purchase ServiceNow, and they provided software, means ServiceNow is a URL web-based applications, and you're working and doing everything, right? But you are not able to do anything customization, right? You are not able to do, you like App Engine and couple of other applications you introduced by ServiceNow, where you can completely build your application on top of ServiceNow, right? Earlier, that is a SaaS. But when that is going to be introduced, now it's a platform plus software as a service, because it's provide your platform on top of it using the ServiceNow capabilities or that applications they are providing. You can build your complete customized applications for any purpose, right? If you don't want to do that, they are providing you a platform, or they are providing you software which you can use it after changing some minor things, right? So if you don't want to do any customization or create a custom applications, you can go simply use whatever that out of the box they are providing, and you can work on it, right? Again, it's a subscription based, basically SaaS, right? So here, if you see in the software as a service, you have to purchase the different subscriptions, right? Like ITOM, ITSM, and all. And top of it, you have to go with the licensing, ITI licensing on the discovery side, that how many CIs are going to use based on the licensing, and different licensing model are there, right? So ServiceNow is a platform and software as a service model, right? I think any questions in that one?
So can you give some example for infrastructure as a service? Any particular example?
Let me, one moment. I have opened, yeah. Let me cloud model. I have a simple, very simple example. See, okay. This is pizza as a service. Okay. Now, traditional, basically, if we are saying on-prem, blue means we are going to manage everything here. Means if we want to eat pizza at our home, we have to do dining table, we have to do soda, electric gas, oven, fire, everything we have to manage from our side. But second thing is infrastructure as a service, where the dining table, soda, electric gas, oven, fire, that will provide by that will manage by us, but the raw material, the pizza dough, tomato sauce, toppings, cheese will be provided by the provider. In simple example here, if I say, the infrastructure component, servers, routers, switches, whatever we want in the cloud, that is providing by the cloud provider. On top of it, how we want to make it, means for what applications, what purpose we are going to use it, right? That is managed by us, right? The same way, platform as a service, they provided the platform, right? Like pizza is delivered. Now, how we want to serve it, as a dining table or soda, or we want to sit on the floor, or we want to sit on sofa to eat it, right? Whatever. So that's the same here, right? And then software as a service, like we just give an example here, everything will be provided by the service now. Means everything, right? So do you have the access of the ServiceNow servers on which your instance is running? No, because ServiceNow is going to manage everything. They just give you a application, a software, you have to work on it, right? But in the platform as a service, they will give you then applications, but how you want to be use it, right? How you want to be uh, perform it, right? Or create custom application top of it. That is a platform as a service. I think this is the basic simple example, right? Which help to differentiate all on-prem, IaaS, PaaS, and SaaS differentiations. I hope it's clear, you guys, now.
Yeah. Any particular softwares or like anything which is available in the market, for an example, for infrastructure as a service?
Software, AWS is there, no? Cloud
Okay.
providers are there. Cloud
So
providers are there.
so all cloud providers would be coming under infrastructure as a service.
Yeah, definitely.
Okay.
Right. So, as I mentioned, that service is what you want. Now, let's take an example. I am a small organization. I'm running a small organization. Okay, I don't want to be invest for on-prem because I have to do everything, right? What I need 5 cloud resources. Okay, means 5 Windows Server network devices and all. I reach out to AWS and Azure. Yes, sir, I need it. Whoever is going to be good quotations to me based on my requirements, I'm going to purchase from there, right? They will create my ID or everything, and I got it my whatever I want, right? And on top of it, if I just want to run a timesheet application or I want to run a WhatsApp on a specific server, I can do that, right? So they are providing the infrastructures, and top of it, whatever we want, we are going to do that. Okay, the same way, like I will tell you, like, in future classes, I'm going to be showcase you how I purchase AWS for me, or might be Azure, and how we are going to use to create some servers on top of it, and how I'm going to utilize for installation of mid servers. Okay.
Yeah, got it, Ajay.
It's still confused. What I feel, if you are, just tell me.
No, yeah, I wanted some examples for that, but yeah, now it's clear.
What type of example? Just help me out, right? So I will might be I
So,
will little bit easier for you.
so
Hmm.
my thinking was when like ServiceNow is considered as both platform and software as a service, right? Because on platform level,
Hmm.
it allows us to do customization and configuration as well. So for an
Hmm.
infrastructure as a service, if we get into that topic, so when AWS allows us, like it provides us the entire infrastructure to us. So it
Hmm.
means that it allows to use all their in-home activities, or it allows to access to all their infra level of
No, 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 no. Simple. Let me clarify you. I just give an example already, but yeah, let me clarify you. Whatever you want means based on your requirements. Like a simple example. Vasant, you need to install a mid server. Okay.
Mhm.
Now you need a server. Okay. You cannot do it on your laptop. Okay. Up now you need to install a mid server. You need a server. You reach out to AWS. Okay. Okay, sir, I need a Windows server where I can install mid application. Right. What they will do? They will provide you a Windows infrastructure on their cloud. Now they will ask you a couple of questions. Which location you want? Do you want as a redundancy or the failover, like you want a DR of that as well or not, right? Based on that, cost will be calculated, right? And once you confirm those things, they will prepare or they will install a Windows server on their particular locations, and they will give it to you. So it doesn't mean you get everything, but there are a couple of other features which AWS provide, like accessing from anywhere or doing patching and whatever, right? So you can access it. Now the only purpose for you to install mid applications, you can go, you can access, you can install the mid applications, right? And if you purchase for redundancy, if somehow that particular location having some issue with that particular Windows server, automatically your application, mid application is moved out to another application, another Windows server, right? So they will provide you that capability, but you are purchase the server. Now, when you purchase the server, it's not like server is going to be work standalone. Definitely, it's going to be connected with the network. Definitely going to use the virtual network of the AWS that will be provided by AWS. Is this clarified now to you?
yeah, got it, Ajay. Yeah, I can relate it now.
Okay,
Yeah.
right. So that is basically how they are doing. Okay, I think we are on overtime now. Okay, guys, do you have any other questions from anyone else? I think if no.
No,
Mhm.
nothing from my side at least.
Okay, so I think if not, I think we're already over time now. But if not, I think we can wrap up the sessions now and we'll connect to get tomorrow. And meanwhile, the only thing I'm expecting you guys, just go research whatever you want to see or understand in the data center side or the cloud model side. We can discuss tomorrow again a brainstorming session on it. And based on that, we can proceed further. Okay, because that's is I'm not saying you have to go very deep, but at least the basics you should understand, right? So whenever you are going for discovery, you should understand what you want to discover in the cloud resources side, right? What you want to get it from there or the normal on-prem, right? So just do some research on it, and let's have a discussion tomorrow again.
Of course, Ajay.
Okay, I think that's all from my side. If no one have any questions, I think
Yeah, Ajay, you had shared the recordings, right? Like it's shared over the email, but I think I'm not able to access via Gmail. I think we should have an Microsoft account, right? So when I put in Microsoft account, it says.
I think you can. I think Seth, I also shared to you yesterday. Not to you. Sorry.
Yeah, you did share
Muhammad.
it to me. Yes, it's me. It's me.
It's working for you.
Yes, it was. I was able
Working
to
for
access
me
it.
as well, Ajay bhai.
It's working for
It's working on
everyone with the
Gmail. No
Gmail
issues
ID.
with that.
Yeah.
Okay, when I open it, asks for an like email ID, and when I put my email that you had shared me, it says that it has not been shared with this email.
But don't open from that link which I put on the chat. If you received an email on your email ID.
Yeah, from email only I'm opening. It asks for an email when I click on that link. And when I put my Gmail account, it says the email has not been given security access. Something.
Okay, no issues. If it is the case, Prasant, I will check once again and I will share you to one again that email to you. Might be I missed it something, right? But guys, everyone just check once again. You have the access of the recordings. Recordings will be available there only for every day. Automatically, that will be available, right? I'm not to do anything because that's the OneDrive SharePoint which is available, right? So just go and check once again, please. And if anyone have issues, please reach out to me. I will give it and check once again the access things.
Yeah, actually, it's navigate to the Microsoft account. Through Microsoft account only, we can able to see that videos.
But as I mentioned, Muhammad and a couple of other folks able to see the Gmail ID. I was only shared on their Gmail ID, not on the Microsoft account.
Okay.
No, it is related
because
it is connecting to the Microsoft account. But initially, even I had some error where it was saying like some tenant or that does not exist. So I did try a couple of time and connected through Microsoft account, and I was able to see it.
Yeah, I was also able to see the Microsoft account only. Yeah.
Okay, let me see. I think I need to change some security things on it, right? So let me see once again, right? I think I will figure out and fix it.
Okay, fine.
Okay, I think that's all, guys. Thank you so much. We'll connect tomorrow at the same time. Meanwhile, have a good day. Bye bye.
Yeah. Thank you.
Thank you, Ajay bhai. Take care.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.
Zora.